Hello everyone. Today we're going to take a little journey up to the north of Thailand to the first capital city of the country, Sukhothai. So let's take a look. So driving around Thailand is relatively easy. I've showed a couple other videos of driving and it talked about some of the things that you'll see. The main thing is always is in Thailand that it's basically a free-for-all. There's some rules of the road, but the main rule is the bigger, faster car has right of way. And always be alert when you're driving. You'll be going along and out of nowhere a piece of farm equipment will come off out of some field. A motorcycle will come out of nowhere that you never expected. So you always have to be alert and just be aware that there's rules, but they're loosely followed at best. So just what I was saying, there's rules. So we got a truck stopped here, a truck here, a motorcycle, you got cars coming. I'm not sure what he's gonna do. And then you have a bicyclist, and then you'll have a guy with a little motorcycle, a rope puang. He'll have the little sidecar built on the motorcycle. You'll see animals, you see everything at any time. So you always have to be alert, no matter where you're at. You could be surrounded by fields and all of a sudden there will be a motorcycle. So you always have to be alert. All right, so it's lunchtime. So as always in Thailand, you can just drive along for a little bit and you can find a little restaurant and stop and grab something to eat. Usually be for where the locals will stop. And out here in rural Thailand, there's not a lot of tourists. So what you see is what you get. There won't be much English, but let's see what the little restaurant holds. All right, so there's no signs, but it's a dead giveaway when you see like some tables underneath the little like awning like this. So this will be mainly just keep the rain out. Sometimes it'll be a thatched roof, but they have a tarp over it. And of course there'll be a lot of holes in the tarp, so it'll let in a little bit of rainwater whenever it comes. And this is what it looks like right here. So you have it set up with some random tables. And the ladies over here, they're doing some cooking and they have their signboards, and you can see kind of what they have. They have some eggs and they'll have like the roasted pork up in the little window, some fans to keep you cool while you eat. So let's jump in and see what we can eat. Looks good. All right, so we stopped along the road here and we ordered some tom yum noodle here with some pork. So that looks really nice. Has the little meatballs, has the soup, and then she got some gapao. Doesn't look like it's going to be super spicy, but it does have a big chili in there. And then they gave us this free. This is going to be nice. There's some bananas and some coconut in it. So the goyang, which is like the grilled banana with the coconut. So we're gonna eat this up and then we're gonna get back on the road. All right, so the tom yum was delicious. Had the little peanuts, the roasted peanuts in the bottom, and the bananas with the coconut milk was super sweet but very delicious. All of that set back dinner for two or lunch for two was 80 baht, which is a little bit less than $3. Very, very inexpensive. So in Thailand, you don't need an international driver's license to drive here. You can come over if you're from the United States or whatever. You can rent a car on a U.S. driver's license as long as it's valid. You can rent a motorcycle in places if you have a motorcycle endorsement also. But if you stay here any length of time, it's a relatively easy process to get a regular Thai driver's license. And you can get one for a car and one for a motorcycle if you so choose. And it's the best way. You can use that as ID also, so you don't have to always carry your passport around. But you can rent cars relatively easy, like probably like for a compact car, you can rent for like $18 a day. Now they have an insurance, which the insurance seems to be a big racket. I used to always get it whenever I'd rent a car, but the insurance is almost as much as the car rental itself, and all it's going to cover is basically like the deductible. So if you're involved in a collision or a crash, it's going to cover all except for 8,000 baht, which is a little bit less than $300. So if you rent a car very often or for any length of time, the insurance is not worth it. If you want a little peace of mind and you just don't want any hassles, then you can buy the insurance. But for me, I just go with the basic coverage and I take the risk of the 8,000 baht. Probably the biggest challenges of driving is when you're driving through rural Thailand and then you come up into small towns. Small towns will be just chaotic. There'll be people parking in the lane of traffic, there'll be people going the wrong way, pedestrians, it'll be chaos. So you never know. Watch out for people opening car doors in front of you, just the normal stuff, but it's not like being back at home at all. It's an experience and it's a lot of fun. That's half the joy is traveling, is just seeing how other people do things. So they use these little pieces of equipment right here that you see, and they use these out in the rice paddies. So this is about as Thai as you can get right here. So he has his chickens on the back, he's got his weed eater, and he's all set up. So this is definitely country living here. And we got some Thai houses here. This is some rural Thai living. They got the animals underneath, and they'll be built up on the stilts to keep the insects from coming in as much if it floods. You got a little boy up there and a lady sitting out on the balcony enjoying the day. Now it looks like it's going to rain, so this area has been flooding, so hopefully it doesn't flood any more than it has been. So you got some banana trees. Banana trees, they just grow basically like weeds around here, and you can see right here they got a nice little bushel of them, and they'll chop that off with a machete whenever they get close to being ripe, and then they'll take them to the market on the vine itself, just like that. But they're quite large whenever when they get all the way ripe, as you can see right here. That's a nice little bundle. But they use all of it. They'll use this here, they'll use the leaves themselves, they'll use it to serve food on. They'll eat the blossoms, they'll eat everything of it. Now we're in luck. I've been wanting to see one of these right here. The coolest little piece of farm equipment ever. Well, in Thailand, like a staple of staple foods is rice. And being from Colorado, we grow a lot of wheat there. So, rice and wheat, you always think of it, they're both grains. So I'm kind of fascinated by how they grow rice. And so here we are, we're right here in the middle of a rice paddy. So they build a little dike between the paddies, and then they'll flood the paddies with water. And then they'll plant each one of these, they'll plant it by hand. They stick it down into the mud. And you can see here, this rice it's coming along really nice. So it won't be too long until they're harvesting it. And you can see a little ladybug, it flew away. So this will be one farmer's land over here. And then it'll be separated by the dike. So they access it by coming and they walk down this dike, and then they can go to where they're pumping the water into it or whatever. And the area that's on the dike itself is like community property. And you'll see people come out here and they cut this grass down as it gets tall, and they'll take that if they have any livestock. But look at that, that is really nice. And all that work just for this right here, and then they'll come in. Now all of this used to be harvested by hand, but now they're like King Rama IX, he implemented using machinery. So you see a lot more of the combines, and I hope I can see a combine there because they are so cool. They're hand painted, and it's really, really cool. So here in central Thailand, like going central north, they grow a lot of sugarcane also. So I've seen the sugarcane in Hawaii, and I've seen how they harvest it. And they go in, they'll burn like the whole field. They'll burn it, and then they'll bring in basically like a dozer that has these teeth on the front, and they'll just push the sugarcane into a big pile, and then they'll load it up into a truck, and they'll take it to the the refinery or whatever you call it to refine the sugar out of it. Here in Thailand, they do it a little different. They come in here and they'll harvest this by hand. They'll have guys with some machetes and they'll cut it down, and then they'll load it up in the trucks and they'll take it off to be processed there. But let's take a look at some of this sugar cane. So here's the sugar cane itself, and you see the leaves here. And what you're after is that part of it right there, and that will hold the sugar in it. But it's quite moist in there. And I've heard stories that the guys that harvest it, they got to be really mindful of the snakes, because here in Thailand there's some poisonous snakes. But this sugar cane is, I don't know, it's about 9 feet tall, and it goes right along here. It's quite a bit taller than I am. As you can see, compared to me, this is me, and the sugar cane goes up quite a bit higher than me. So it's really a cool crop. Definitely something that is not common for somebody like me. All right, so I was going along here and I saw one of the coolest little trucks, and I want to take a look at it. So let me show you. Sorry, Kap. Do ได้ไหม chop sack chai.
เรียกรถอันนี้เรียกว่าอะไรอีแตนป่ะคะอีแตนใครขออีแตน
Etan
yeah
คุณชูสุขไทย
อันนี้ชื่อพี่เหรอคะ
Oh, okay.
เจ้าของร้าน
Oh,
อ๋อ
ติดต่อมา
the name of the shop
the name of the shop is
build this one.
Oh, that built this is sack chai. And it has like a little Yanmar engine on it. How cool is this? So he just sits up here and he steers it along, brave in the elements. And he has room back here. Here's the whole family. They can sit on this right here while he goes around, got his hat and his boots. So he can load up his produce or whatever and haul it to market right here on this little truck. I had to stop and take a look at this. This is really cool. But he's proud of it, so he's out here washing it up. This is what feeds the family. So
ตรงเนี้ยเสียหมดเลย
So he's telling us that there's the flood and it's been up here. So we had to take a detour around the floodwater and happen to come through this little farming village. All right, guys. So we made it up here to Sukhothai. It was quite a little adventure, a lot of fun. Got to go down through some rural Thai country roads and see how some of the Thai people are living. Anyway, what we came here for is right here behind me. It is the Sukhothai Historical Park, and we'll check it out later. Now, but before we do, let's get into the hotel and let me show you. This is a really cool little hotel right near the entrance to the Sukhothai Historical Park. Definitely worth a stay. All right, so we're staying right here at the Wake Up at Boutique Hotel. Really a cool little place. Have some people here that are ready to check in. Has a map right here in the front of the Sukhothai Park area, the historical park. Now they have a lot of the old teak wood and some of the stuff that you see on the walls. Some old pictures of some of the former kings, Rama IX. And the Queen Mother now, the former queen, in the lobby area. Nice map of the historical park. This is what we'll go check out tomorrow. Shows the city wall with the temples. There's some old artifacts here. Let's go up and check out what the room looks like. on the second floor here. So. All right, so room 333, this is the home. All right. So here's the room. This little desk made out of some old wood. Has the wooden shutters on the outside. Nice bed. Check out, have the fridge, complimentary water, which you see that most of the time in Thailand. All right, here's the bathroom, has the shower, tile floors, looks pretty good. Has the shutter also. Go outside. All right, and the best part why we wanted to stay here, has the balcony, nice bench out here to sit, and you can see the wooden shutters. But we'll be able to enjoy the nice view of the temple, the moat around the temple, and right into the historical park. All right, so we're gonna get settled down here and relax and find some dinner later on. Gonna get some Sukhothai noodles probably, and we'll check in and we'll show around Sukhothai Historical Park later. All right, so guys, as always, thanks for watching the video. If you liked it, give me a big thumbs up. If you have any questions, leave me a comment down below and I'll be happy to answer them, or if you want to see something different, let me know. And as always, if you're not subscribed, hit the subscribe button and share it with your friends. And until next time, guys, remember, life is a journey, and enjoy. All right, so as promised, we got settled into the room, and here are some Sukhothai noodles. It's going to be delicious. So they have the noodles in there with the red pork, and it's in the Sukhothai style. So anybody that comes to Thailand, if you go to Sukhothai, you got to have the Sukhothai noodles. That's what this region is famous for. This is going to be delicious.